The retirement account balance reads $10,247. You are 67 years old. You stare at the number longer than you need to. Not because you can't read it, because you can. 40 years of work, 40 years of alarms, 40 years of Monday mornings, translated into 5 digits. This is the first thing nobody tells you about retirement. Retirement is not an age. Retirement is a number, and every number creates a completely different version of old age. Level 1, $10,000. Retirement exists on paper, not in reality. You still wake up at 6 a.m. Your body spent decades learning that mornings belong to survival. Habits don't retire when you do. Neither does fear. The car needs repairs. You delay them. The prescription changes. You delay that too. Your friends talk about cruises. You talk about utility bills. You become excellent at deciding which problems deserve money and which problems can wait another month. You stop attending certain events. Not because you don't want to go, because retirement at this level turns every invitation into math. Dinner costs money. Travel costs money. Existing outside your house costs money. People imagine retirement as freedom. They've never retired with $10,000. This isn't freedom. It's unemployment with birthdays attached to it. The first rule, below $25,000, retirement is not freedom from work. It's freedom from a paycheck without freedom from worry. Level 2, $100,000. Something changes. Not your lifestyle. Your breathing. The refrigerator breaking isn't an emergency anymore. The car repair isn't a disaster anymore. Your grandson asks if you can visit next month. You say yes before opening your banking app. That sentence matters more than people understand. The ability to say yes without checking your account first feels expensive because it is. You still budget, still compare prices, still avoid unnecessary purchases. But money no longer interrupts every thought before it finishes forming. Security is a strange feeling. People expect excitement. Security isn't exciting. Security is quiet. Security is the absence of panic. The second rule, most people don't want luxury. They want silence. The silence that arrives when disaster stops living in the next room. Level 3, $250,000. Your mornings belong to you now. That sounds simple. It isn't. For 40 years, your schedule belonged to someone else. Meetings, deadlines, commutes. Suddenly, Tuesday morning belongs entirely to you. You discover something unexpected. Weekdays have personalities. Monday mornings feel different when they stop belonging to employers. Wednesday afternoons feel different when they stop belonging to meetings. You start walking more, reading more, living slower. You realize retirement isn't about doing more things. It's about doing fewer things without guilt. You sit on a park bench at 11 a.m. Everyone around you is retired. Nobody says it. Everybody knows it. You all escape the same machine. The third rule, the first thing retirement buys isn't comfort. It's ownership of your calendar. Level 4, $500,000. The mortgage disappears. That sentence removes more stress than most promotions ever create. The house is yours now, not the bank's. Yours. You travel occasionally, not luxury resorts. Real travel. The kind where you stay long enough to find your favorite coffee shop. The kind where you learn the streets instead of photographing them. You visit family more often. Your grandchildren know you now, not as the person who visits twice a year, as part of their lives. Availability is a form of wealth people underestimate. For decades, you spent time making money. Now, money gives some of that time back. The irony isn't lost on you. The fourth rule, money cannot buy more years. It can buy better access to the years you still have. Level 5, $1 million. The number everyone dreams about. The commercials start here. Golf courses, ocean views, perfect sunsets. Reality looks different. Better, but different. You stop checking balances every week. You stop worrying about every market movement. The stock market falls 8%. You notice. You continue eating breakfast. Your investments generate income now. Not enough to make you careless. Enough to make you calm. Something else changes too. You spend less time thinking about money, more time thinking about health. Because once money stops being the loudest problem, quieter problems become easier to hear. Your knees matter. Your energy matters. Your time matters. The fifth rule, retirement changes the moment health becomes more valuable than income. Level 6, $3 million. The conversations change. Estate planning, tax strategy, generational wealth, trusts, structures. You remember when retirement meant surviving until next month? Now conversations happen in decades. You take the entire family on vacation. Everyone comes. Nobody discusses cost. You pay quietly, not because you need gratitude, because reducing stress for people you love feels better than buying another car ever could. You understand something now. Wealth isn't consumption. Wealth is insulation. The sixth rule: the wealthy retiree doesn't buy more things. They remove more problems. Level 7, $10 million. Institutions treat you differently now. Private banking. Dedicated advisors. Phone calls answered immediately. The system reorganizes itself around your convenience. The same system that once charged overdraft fees now assigns people to protect your account. Nothing changed except the number next to your name. You travel where you want, when you want, how you want. But something strange happens. Humans adapt to comfort faster than they adapt to struggle. The business class seat becomes normal. The private lounge becomes expected. Convenience disappears the moment it becomes routine. Perspective shifts quietly, almost invisibly. The seventh rule: lifestyle inflation retires with you. Level 8, $50 million. Retirement becomes an inaccurate word. You no longer work for money, but you still work. People misunderstand wealthy people. Very few stop moving entirely. The game changes shape. It rarely disappears. Board meetings replace deadlines. Investments replace salaries. Influence replaces labor. The scale changes. The pressure changes. The responsibilities change. But one thing remains surprisingly consistent. Human beings continue searching for meaning regardless of balance sheets. Purpose refuses to be outsourced. The eighth rule: there is no number that automatically creates fulfillment. Purpose remains manual labor. Then comes the final level, the level nobody discusses, because eventually everyone reaches it. The hospital room costs $11,000 a month. The portfolio exists. The houses exist. The investments exist. But your world has become smaller than your net worth ever imagined possible. A window, a chair, family visits on weekends, the nurse who remembers your name, the grandson who calls more often than he needs to, the old friend who still visits after everyone else became busy. The math changes here. Nobody asks your net worth before holding your hand. Nobody asks your portfolio value before saying goodbye. The stock market closes every afternoon. Life closes once. The final rule: retirement was never about escaping work. It was about creating enough freedom to decide what deserved your remaining time. Somewhere right now, someone is 25 years old. They're eating lunch in a car between shifts. They're looking at retirement calculators, showing numbers that feel impossible. They think retirement is a distant country. It isn't. It's already happening. Every contribution, every investment, every decision to choose tomorrow over today. One account reads $10,247. Another reads $350,000. Another reads $4 million. Different balances, different retirements. The same questions. Did you have enough time? Did you spend enough of it with people who mattered? Did the numbers buy what you thought they would buy? Retirement is not a finish line. It is an audit, not of your money, of your life. Because eventually every balance sheet reaches the same final entry. Time remaining, unknown.